Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be learning about an Oscar fish. So if you want to learn about Oscar fish, this is a guide for you. Alright, so let's learn about tank size. Tank size for an Oscar should be about 55 gallons. Well, you can give them a 75-gallon tank for 2 Oscars, but if you have 2 Oscars, they will create lots of bioload, which is basically poop. So I suggest keeping them in a 75-gallon aquarium. Good. Do you guys want to know a little fact about Oscars? In the wild, these fish can actually handle pH as low as 4, but years of genetically breeding them made them so strong that they can handle a pH of 8. You can give them a pH ranging from 6 to 7.5 or 8, but I suggest doing about 7.5 to keep your fish happy and healthy. These fish are tropical fish, so give them a temperature around 26 and 28 degrees Celsius. Higher the temperature, the more aggressive the fish can be. Please keep that in mind. Decorations, I would suggest to keep a large piece of driftwood and not anything too light, because these fish can basically uproot anything. So if you're looking at your fish and you go out to do something, you come back in, that plant that you put in about 20 minutes ago, it's floating. So I suggest put heavy objects. So these decorators can not mess up your tank. Guys, I suggest this is substrate. I suggest you use a smooth, sand-like substance, because these fish like to dig and play around in the sand. Yeah, and feeding-wise, these fish will eat anything. You throw anything in there, be careful. Once I had a Bristlenose pleco, and I had one Oscar. The Oscar ate the Bristlenose pleco, and he choked to death, sadly. So make sure tank mates not to be smaller than the Oscar in size, or else they can actually choke to death on them. Speaking of tank mates, here are some tank mate options. Jack Dempsey, these fish might get a bit aggressive but can hold their own against the Oscar. Green Terra, same story with the Jack Dempsey, but these fish have stunning colour. Yeah, then there's the convict cichlid. These fish are little menaces. They will go nip around your Oscar and even annoy your Oscar. So, yeah, the Oscar can hold their own against these little guys. And then you got the Texas cichlid. This is an aggressive fish, but the Oscar can hold its own against it. Then you got the blood parrot. The blood parrot is a bit smaller than the Oscar, because it's about 9 inches. Yeah, and whilst I'm talking about size, the Oscar can get to a maximum size of about 13 inches, while they normally get about 12 to 10 inches in the aquarium. So don't get surprised if your one turns about 12 inches. One note about the Oscar, these fish have got incredible personalities. So if you get an Oscar, they might be a bit aggressive. So if you have an aggressive Oscar, they might actually kill some of these tank mates. So be aware of what Oscar you have. If you have an aggressive Oscar, do not keep them with convict cichlids or blood parrots. You'll probably keep them with Texas cichlids or Jack Dempseys. Yeah, it's your fish. These fish have got impeccable personalities. You'll probably hear someone calling them an underwater dog, because they literally are an underwater dog. They'll get happy when they see you walk up to the tank. They'll get sad when they're sad. And these fish, they're just, I've never seen another fish with a personality like them. Ooh, about 25 to 50% water changes every week. If you start doing them, they'll become like a habit. Like, if I don't do a water change on my fish tank, it'd bug me for the whole week. Filtration. These fish need a heavy filtration, as I mentioned before. These guys do a lot of poop, and we need a filter to suck basically out all of that bad stuff. So I suggest you should get basically an external filter. An external filter is more quieter, but you don't need to clean it that much. You clean about an external filter about once every month. Some diseases that your fish might contract. Hole in the head is quite common with Oscars. You'll probably see every single one with an Oscar. Basically, this type of infection that causes little holes in the head, hence the name, hole in the head. 2, ick. These little white bubbles that you can see on the fish. These are like getting parasites on the fish, causing them immense itchiness. So if you see your fish itching on rock, is rubbing on rocks and little white bubbles, I say boost the temperature up and put a bit of aquarium salt in to help that. There are some medications like ick removal, but you have to check with your local pet shop first. How old do they have to be when they have eggs? These fish can get mature at around 10 to 14 months. A growth rate. If you are an impatient fish keeper like me, you hate seeing your fish just slowly growing. These Oscars, they take about one month they grow about an inch. So in about 7 months you have a 1 inch Oscar in 7 months. That thing will turn into a 7 inch pooping machine. So they typically slow down about 10 months when they're about 9-10 inches. So then they slowly get bigger. Then they'll max out about 12 inches. So yeah, that's the growth for you. You're set to buy an Oscar. Subscribe if you want me to do more videos about more fish. And see you in the next